The European Space Agency, ESA, designed JUICE with one clear scientific mandate to explore Jupiter's moons, especially Ganymede, Callisto, and Europa. These moons have long been considered prime candidates in the search for extraterrestrial life due to their subsurface oceans. The idea that they could harbor life beneath their icy crusts has sparked intense interest from the scientific community. The mission's instruments were specifically designed and calibrated to investigate these moons with unprecedented detail, but as we now know, JUICE was redirected for something far beyond its original scope. It's important to understand the full capabilities of JUICE instruments. Each one was meticulously calibrated, tested, and optimized for a specific purpose. The major spectrometer, for example, was fine-tuned to study icy moons within Jupiter's system. The SWI submillimeter instrument was designed to detect molecular species in the gas surrounding Jupiter. PEP, the Particle Environment Package, was created to map Jupiter's radiation belts, one of the most extreme magnetic environments in the solar system. These were not general-purpose instruments. They were highly specialized tools, each capable of gathering extremely detailed data that could answer highly specific scientific questions. When the decision was made on the 6th of November 2025 to redirect these instruments toward 3I, Atlas, it was not a small operational decision. It was one that required the agreement of multiple teams, including scientists, engineers, and mission planners. Redirecting 5 instruments to target this interstellar object meant altering the mission's trajectory, adjusting the scientific goals, and, most importantly, reconfiguring the observation tools to study something entirely unforeseen. The team didn't just casually look at 3I, Atlas, they actively engaged with it in a coordinated, multi-instrument observation session, capturing 12 images and a variety of spectral, molecular, and particle data. The anomaly lies not just in the decision to point JUICE at 3I, Atlas, but in the profound silence that followed. This wasn't a routine observation, it was something far more significant. When the data was collected, it was clear that the object didn't behave like a typical comet. Scientists began to notice anomalies that didn't fit the expected patterns. The object's electromagnetic behavior, its activity after perihelion, the point of closest approach to the Sun, was not following the predictable thermodynamic models that had been in place for centuries. In fact, it was doing the opposite. After its closest approach to the Sun on the 29th of October 2025, when it should have been cooling off, 3I, Atlas flared up. Its brightness increased, its activity surged, and its outgassing intensified, even though it was moving farther away from the Sunday. This was no ordinary comet. Something about 3I, Atlas, was defying the known laws of physics, and that's what makes this data so extraordinary. The team knew they weren't just studying a comet, they were dealing with an object that was behaving in ways that had never been documented before. Yet, despite this groundbreaking discovery, the data remained locked away, unpublished. No one could say a word. The silence that followed the collection of this data speaks volumes. It's a silence that raises more questions than it answers. By March 2026, the world had been kept in the dark for 4 months. No leaks, no comments, no hints, nothing. The team remained tight-lipped, not even a brief update in scientific circles. This wasn't the usual excitement of a fresh discovery. This was something more calculated, something far more significant. The data collected from the 6th of November 2025 wasn't just about exploring a new object, it was about uncovering a mystery that could challenge everything we know about the cosmos. The scientific community has a set pattern for how discoveries are communicated. In typical cases, data is released quickly after the findings are made. For example, when the LIGO collaboration detected gravitational waves for the first time in 2015, the announcement was made 5 months later in a global press conference, followed by full data release. The same transparency was seen when the Event Horizon Telescope collaboration unveiled the first image of a black hole in 2019. Major scientific milestones move swiftly from discovery to public knowledge, with rapid publication and immediate dissemination. But that's not what we're seeing with JUICE observations of 3I, Atlas. The lack of immediate publication, the secrecy surrounding the data, and the delay in releasing any form of statement are highly unusual. The data arrived in late February 2026, but as of early March, not a single word has been spoken, no press conference, no preprint submission, and certainly no comment to the media. Instead, there has been a deliberate silence that has lasted for months. In a field where discoveries are typically shared as soon as possible, this silence is a glaring anomaly. What makes this delay so peculiar is the scale of the mission and the nature of the discovery. JUICE's team represents the collective expertise of research institutions across 17 countries, and the mission has received over €1 billion in funding. This is not a minor observation, but the result of a carefully designed and highly expensive mission. It was launched with the goal of studying Jupiter's moons, not interstellar objects, and yet the instruments were pointed at 3I, Atlas, producing data that no one anticipated. In the world of scientific exploration, that kind of secrecy, that kind of delay in publishing results can only mean one thing. Something about these findings is so extraordinary that it cannot be shared immediately. The decision to wait for a closed meeting in late March, instead of releasing the findings publicly, only adds to the mystery. This meeting will be a pivotal moment in the scientific community, one that could change the course of space exploration. What did the JUICE team find on the 6th of November 2025? Why has it taken months to release any information? Why is the data being kept under wraps for so long? These questions aren't just for scientists. They are questions that concern the entire planet. We, as inhabitants of Earth, have a right to know what the mission's instruments uncovered. After all, it's our universe too. And yet, for now, the data sits locked away, waiting for the day it is finally revealed. The silence around JUICE findings isn't just a procedural delay, it is a signal in itself. This silence speaks louder than any announcement could. It's as if the universe itself has decided to reveal its secrets only when humanity is truly ready to understand them. And when that moment comes, the world will be watching closely, eager to know what was found and why it took so long to speak about it. Stay tuned, because the next chapter of this story is coming soon, and when it unfolds, it will forever change the way we understand the universe. The question now is, what exactly did the instruments aboard JUICE find on the 6th of November 2025 that was so significant, so anomalous, that it has kept the world in suspense for months? Each of the 5 instruments that were redirected toward 3I, Atlas, was carefully chosen for its precision and its ability to answer specific scientific questions. These instruments were not built for casual exploration. They were designed to investigate objects in the Jupiter system. To understand why this is so important, we must delve into the specific capabilities of each instrument and how these capabilities might have been used to detect something truly extraordinary. Take the MAGES instrument, for example. This is the Moon's and Jupiter Imaging Spectrometer, which operates across the visible and near-infrared wavelength range. It is specifically tuned to identify the chemical compositions of icy and rocky surfaces. When it was aimed at 3I, Atlas, it wasn't just taking a casual snapshot. The team was asking a very specific question. Does the spectral signature of this object match that of a known natural comet, or is it something entirely different? The object was already displaying strange behavior before the observation, including electromagnetic countermeasures against spectroscopic analysis and trajectory corrections that were aligned to Jupiter's magnetic axis. This was not a casual observation. It was a forensic chemical analysis aiming to answer the most direct and urgent scientific question: what is this object actually made of? Then there's the SWI submillimeter wave instrument, which operates at frequencies between 530 and 625 gigahertz. At these frequencies, it can identify individual molecular species with extraordinary specificity. It looks for the expected chemical markers found in comets such as water vapor, carbon monoxide, methanol, but also searches for the unexpected molecules that might indicate something out of the ordinary. The data they were collecting from 3I, Atlas wasn't just a routine check for cometary chemistry. It was an in-depth molecular identity scan, looking for traces of anything that shouldn't be there, anything that might suggest that this object isn't a typical comet. Lastly, the PEP particle environment package, which was originally designed to map the dynamics of Jupiter's radiation belts, was also retasked to study 3I, Atlas. This instrument measures the flux of electrons, protons, and heavier ions across a wide energy range. When it was turned toward the interstellar object, it was measuring how the object interacted with the surrounding electromagnetic environment. It wasn't just collecting data on radiation levels. It was looking for anomalies that couldn't be explained by a passive, inert object like a comet. It was looking for evidence that the object might not be what it appeared to be. Each of these instruments is a finely tuned machine capable of gathering incredibly detailed data that can tell scientists exactly what an object is made of, how it behaves, and how it interacts with its environment. But what happens when the data collected doesn't fit the expected patterns, when it contradicts everything we know about comets and interstellar objects? This is the situation JUICE finds itself in, and this is why the data has been kept silent for so long. As of the 8th of March 2026, 4 months after the November 6 observation, not a single word of the data has been publicly released. There are no preprints, no press releases, no journal articles. There's nothing. The scientific community is no stranger to exciting discoveries, but this level of secrecy is unprecedented. The typical trajectory for such groundbreaking findings is rapid. The data gets released, papers are submitted, and scientists race to share their excitement with the world. But in this case, the silence is deafening. This secrecy isn't just a matter of bureaucratic delay. It is clear that the data collected from 3I, Atlas raises questions that cannot be easily answered. Something in this data defies the traditional explanations of cometary behavior. The object's behavior, especially after its closest approach to the Sun, doesn't align with the laws of physics that govern cometary activity. As it moved away from the Sun after perihelion, it flared up instead of cooling down. Its brightness increased and its activity intensified, even as it should have been losing energy. This was a violation of thermodynamic models that have been in place for centuries. In the world of space science, this is the kind of anomaly that demands immediate attention. What makes this even more strange is that the JUICE team isn't alone in their confusion. NASA's SphereX telescope also recorded anomalies during this same period. According to its data, 3I, Atlas continued to brighten after its closest approach to the Sun, something that no known comet has ever done. This post-perihelion brightening defies the inverse square law of radiation and contradicts everything we know about how comets behave. If this was a natural comet, the laws of physics would have predicted a decrease in brightness, not an increase. But that's not what happened. This isn't just a single anomaly. There is a pattern emerging, one that suggests that 3I, Atlas is not behaving like any comet we've ever studied, and the implications of this pattern are enormous. Could it be that 3I, Atlas, is not a comet at all? Could it be an interstellar probe, a piece of alien technology traveling through our solar system? That's the hypothesis that some scientists are beginning to entertain, and it's one that could have far-reaching implications for how we view the universe. As we approach the closed meeting in late March 2026, the world holds its breath. What will the JUICE team say? What will be revealed when they finally share their findings? For now, the data remains locked away, but the silence itself is telling us something important. This is not a routine discovery. This is not just another comet. 3I, Atlas, is a mystery, one that seems to defy our current understanding of the universe. It is an anomaly that has forced scientists to reconsider everything they know about interstellar objects and the laws of physics. The data collected by JUICE is not just a scientific puzzle, it's a signal that there is more to the universe than we currently understand. Whether 3I, Atlas, is an alien probe, a new type of comet, or something else entirely, its existence raises questions that are too important to ignore. As the days draw closer to the scheduled meeting, the anticipation grows. The world is on the edge of its seat, waiting for the truth to be revealed. What will the JUICE team say? What will they uncover? And what does it all mean for the future of space exploration? One thing is clear: the silence surrounding this discovery is not the end of the story. It is only the beginning. Soon, the truth will be revealed, and when it is, it will change everything we know about the cosmos. The universe is speaking to us, and JUICE has the key to unlock its secrets. Stay tuned, because the truth is closer than ever, and when it's revealed, it will forever alter the way we understand the universe. Now, as we await the final revelation, remember, sometimes silence speaks louder than words. And when it comes to JUICE findings, that silence is one of the most powerful signals the universe has ever sent.